speaking of unlucky as well, oh, actually, this team. Oh, I think Opta has helped us. So our midweek plan has come into play, and we did manage to sell third in-season keeper, makes his way into the gallery, and I'm very proud of myself for this one. Yes, boys, I'm absolutely gassed with this one. We get rid of our Berkey Classic. Of course, I know he's coming back soon. We get rid of all of the money left in our budget, but we get the man. What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of Almiron's Army. We're 14 episodes in now. We're making our way through the season, and in today's episode we tackle our first ever midweek. In the last episode you saw us obviously hit the streak, and we're gonna see if we can hit the second streak in a row in the video today. If you guys are enjoying the series, do remember to leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into the video for this week. Okay, so a little bit of a different start to the video this week. Because we have a midweek, I'm going to sort of sit with you guys and build the teams for the midweek. Then we're going to come back and update you on how we done over the weekend, and then hopefully after that we will get the rewards or whatever for the midweek, if that makes sense. So yeah, so we've got some midweek lineups to build, and I have already built them on Sorare data, so you guys can see the lineups that we've got here. And I just wanted to talk to you guys about yeah, pretty much building the midweek lineups, because this is the first time that we've had a midweek in Almiron's army. So yeah, with that being said, I have been sort of thinking about potentially, like I said, sort of picking up from the last episode, talking about maybe picking up another in-season goalkeeper. And then I thought, maybe not, because as you can see in the third team here, Bruno Wilson, I'm not really sure if he's going to be back, but it's still worth us putting this team out, because obviously you can see it's in Division 3. So I'm going to put the team out anyway, but I thought there's no point in me buying an in-season goalkeeper if Wilson is still not going to play. So yeah, but we could buy one ahead of next game week perhaps, but as of recording, or as of thought process right now, I'm thinking let's not buy one for this midweek, but maybe for the weekend. Depends how much we win and stuff from these two sort of, I guess, game weeks really. So yeah, let's plug in the second team. We can see that I'm using my first team looks pretty good, to be fair. Lots of home fixtures. Pretty much the idea around building this team was just put as many home fixtures as possible in the main team or the Division 1, and then, you know, plug in the rest of the pieces. So yeah, there we go. And that's the second team with few away fixtures. You know, hope to get anything there. And then the third and final team is just, you know, maybe we can get some XP or something like that. Who knows, see if we get a little bit lucky. Yeah, so Angulu, Almiron, and who's our fifth man? Is it Sivchenko? Oh yeah, Sivchenko. There we go. Brilliant. So there are our three teams built for the midweek, and when we come back now, we're going to sort of be reviewing the weekend just gone. So our matches have been played over the weekend, and let's see how the boys got on. Of course, we left off last week in this position where we have, you know, about £7, and we're not too far off another craft. So yeah, with that being said, the first team, the Division 1 team, you can see, unfortunately, Almiron did not score the best this week. Only scoring 38 points with his midfielder card. I think his forward scored a little bit better, but yeah. And because Almiron started the game week, or like his game was like one of the first games, it kind of just set the mood for the weekend. I was like, okay, it's going to be one of those. Obviously, off the back of the last episode where we done so well, I can't really expect too much, but yeah, at the same time, disappointed because we have actually been relegated from Division 1, and I think this is the first time in the episode, or in the series, sorry, where we don't have a Division 1 team anymore. Like, all of our teams are not in Division 1, so not the best. With that being said, you can see here, no one really done anything except Daniel managed to get a clean sheet, so we did get another, I guess another dollar to the budget because Daniel's clean sheet, which is fantastic. But yeah, unfortunately got relegated, and just due to poor performances and of course poor captain choice, but we always captain Almiron. So yeah, and I think we only got relegated by like I think it was like 7 points or 6 points or something like that. So it's not, we weren't that far off. Speaking of unlucky as well, um, oh, actually, this team. Oh, I think Opta has helped us. I think Opta has helped us. So, um, this team, I think, was meant to be relegated, but you can see here we are literally safe by the same, like we probably were the last team to actually survive, which is nice, because this was going to get relegated to Division 3 because Eric Sivichenko got injured in training after the deadline, which is very frustrating because of course we put him in a decent team, and we couldn't change it because well, yeah, because obviously the deadline had already gone, and we found out the news like literally a couple of hours after, which is a bit annoying. But yeah, even if he did play, we didn't score the best with it. But we fortunately didn't get relegated, and of course the only decisive we got was Daniel's clean sheet, but we're not going to add that twice. So yeah, and then moving on to the third team, and this one actually got promoted, which is just, very so rare fashion that of course our third team is the one that does the best. And we did actually manage to get another decisive, sorry, in Ryan Hollingshed, so we will add that to the money. And yeah, in general, pretty good score, 314. Not insane, but this does highlight the fact that I really do need to get another in-season goalkeeper, because then all three teams can go for the hot streak, which unfortunately we didn't get this game week, of course, as you can tell, and this was our closest effort to get in the second one in a row. With that being said, this team did earn 3 essences. Oh, you can't see it on screen. Let me just back out. There you go. You can see we did get 3 essence from that, and we were 6 points. There you go. So 6 points away from staying in Division 1. But yeah, a little bit unfortunate there. But at least both of them didn't get relegated. That's a small positive, because this one was on to get relegated. So we got very lucky there. We must have just got like the last spot to not be relegated. But yeah, so as it stands, all 3 teams are in Division 2, and we picked up an extra 3 essence. So we'll add that to our... Oh, there we go. So we are literally 1 essence off of being able to craft again. With that being said, I need to actually obviously get the essence in the account to be able to craft, as you guys know. And yeah, the warm-up, I don't usually include the warm-up, but I thought I might as well just try and throw them in a bit more if I remember to. But yeah, of course, Almiron is going to be captain in our warm-up, so if he doesn't do well, then the warm-up's not going to do that well, and I didn't really pick that good anyway, so yeah. But that's sort of going to be the theme, I guess, going forward, is probably this classic Almiron is probably going to be used in warm-ups, unless we build another classic team, but I don't really see much value in classic personally, although I do kind of like the idea of arena. So maybe we could enter a cheeky little arena, who knows? Yeah, I guess that's quite an interesting concept to think about now that arena is here. Let me have a little look to see what we actually have in the gallery right now. Yeah, so we still have Berkey and Daniel, of course, and you guys saw in the last clip we've used most of these for the midweek, which is coming up, and hopefully the boys can get one of them hopefully can get promoted back into Division 1 is what I'm hoping for. And the star of the week, of course, is Mr. Hollingshed, who yeah, of course, won a penalty against Vancouver, I believe it was, and the fixture wasn't great, so obviously he was in the third lineup, but we'll take it. And I believe that's the second LAFC in season to get a star of the week. Of course, Tillman got it the other week. And yeah, so we're just about to hit deadline, and I don't think I've changed any of my lineups, but I'll just quickly show you guys on screen just in case I have. But you can see here, pretty much. Oh, I might actually. So I was gonna risk the Division 3, like because obviously Bruno Wilson and Sivichenko, but I think I'm actually going to delete that because I don't want to get another team relegated. So we'll just have 2 Division 2s, and then I'll probably put... Is Arena on? Because we could... Oh no, because that's waste in 10 essence then. So I'm thinking we'll probably just throw into All-Star. You can see we have a Berkey. Our Berkey's captain in this random All-Star, but we'll probably just throw that team into All-Star as well, because we don't really want to risk... yeah, we don't really want to risk relegation, but we kind of want to still use them, of course. But yeah, it doesn't make sense. With that being said, we'll quickly check Predictify to see if, well, the update, I guess, on Sivachenko looks like he's 30%, which is not really something you want to risk, is it? Unless Bruno Wilson is nailed to be playing. No, he's not. So at 20% and 30%, I think it just makes more sense for us to yeah, do this. Unless we pick up some pieces for the midweek, what would we need? We would need... yeah, we'd need 2 other pieces, and we only have... yeah, £9, so probably not going to do that just to force a midweek team. So yeah, we're going to pop that one into All-Star. I think it just makes more sense. And then we've got the 2 Division 2 teams. Hopefully one of them can, yeah, hopefully one of them can get back into Division 1. Okay, after putting a bit more thought behind it, I've decided to put Berkey into this team. Again, someone that's pretty much, you know, risky whether or not he's going to play, but it does mean that we have an opportunity to attempt to sell one of our Daniels, or the classic Daniel, because yeah, let's face it, we don't need 3 of the same goalkeeper in the gallery, and hopefully that'll help build towards our next in-season keeper. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and list this Daniel for whatever price he is. I'm guessing probably about £1, maybe. He did just get a clean sheet, so yeah, might actually be a good opportunity to try and sell him. That's actually a lot more expensive than I thought he was going to be. So yeah, when the deadline closes, I'm going to list him up for £3, but at the minute we can't cancel the lineup because... Or can we? No, we can't because it's getting a reward at the moment. So we'll wait to list this one up at the deadline, as you can see, is in a couple of hours, and we'll list him for about £3. And hopefully we get a sale and we can buy an in-season goalkeeper. Are you looking to become a Sorare manager? If so, I would really appreciate if you use the link down below in the description to sign up, because you'll be helping out a small creator like myself, and also the benefit that you guys get from that is if you buy 5 cards from the auction house or the instant buy market, then you'll receive £50 in-game credits. So our midweek plan has come into play, and we did manage to sell our classic Daniel. What a servant he has been in the gallery for us. We've had this one, I think, since episode 1, and you can see we've pretty much sold him for more or less what we picked him up for, which is fantastic because I got all the utility out of him and didn't really have to pay anything, which is great. Or well, that being said, obviously I do have to pay the tax, the Sorare tax, and you can't see it on screen, but it is £2.85 that we are returning for him. So yeah, so with that being said, once I add this into our lovely spreadsheet, we have £12.45. However, of course, Daniel is now gone, which is fine because we have 2 in-seasons now, and I believe Berkey is actually back. So hopefully, with him being back, that means that it doesn't really matter if we sold the Daniel. So that means pretty much effectively now, all we've got to do is attempt to get an in-season goalkeeper for around £12. If not, then of course we just need to keep building that balance until we can afford to buy a good in-season keeper. In terms of the market and I guess looking at in-season keepers we could buy. Sorry about that. I did have a quick look yesterday. However, I didn't really see anyone. There's a few that I like the look of, but the price just is not really sitting alright for me. Obviously, you can't have Daniel again. Who else was I looking at? Zach Stefan is an interesting one at mainly at the price, because I think he's a decent goalkeeper, and I mean, scores aren't the best, but at the price it's not too bad, like relative to the people that it's around. Guzan's an interesting one as well, because of course I know he won't have any utility at the end of the season, but again, at £7, it's really, really cheap, and he's going to play every, well, you assume he's going to play every game, although it doesn't look like he's scoring insane. So yeah, we've got some decisions to make on the goalkeeper department. Of course, we've got a decent budget to do so. So yeah, let's get scouting. Our third in-season keeper makes his way into the gallery, and I'm very proud of myself for this one. Not only because we managed to win him on bid for like a decent price, but before this season, or before this series started, should I say, I really wanted to have a Houston defensive like asset, and also San Jose, and I feel like yeah, we've come like full circle in my mind at least, because we do pick up the Houston goalkeeper, Mr. Jonathan Bond, and I do believe he will be in net for the rest of the season. So at £9 is yeah, definitely great. Of course, not been great recently, but I anticipate that he will do better. And I'd much rather have a keeper like this than, you know, say, um, Guzan or someone like that that I'm not too confident in. At least if, you know, Jonathan Bond doesn't play well, I'm still going to be like, oh, you know, it's okay. I wanted it. Like, I think he's going to do well. If he doesn't do well, then that's my own fault for thinking that. So yeah, so we're going to minus £8 and 94 pence. And that leaves us with £3 and 35 pence. And you can see I was trying to win an Escobar on bid as well, because he's so cheap right now, and it's so annoying because we don't have the money. But at £6, I'd bite your hand off. So a little bit annoying because we're just shy off the being able to get him. Maybe there's a world where we attempt to get a swap deal in for him. Maybe we can include Berkey. Um, yeah, we'll look into it. Our channel has finally become a partner with YouTube, and that means that you boys can become a member on the channel. How you would do that is by clicking the join button down below, and you can see all the exclusive perks to becoming a member on this channel. Not only that, but you would be massively helping and supporting a small creator in myself, making more videos like this one for you guys to enjoy. So I would really appreciate if you did join our membership down below. Thank you. Let's get on with the video. Yes, boys, I'm absolutely gassed with this one. We get rid of our Berkey Classic. Of course, I know he's coming back soon. We get rid of all of the money left in our budget, but we get the man Escobar back in the gallery, and I'm really excited with this one because I did really regret selling his Classic, although it kind of made sense money-wise. But we've got him in season, which is great because I just think he's such a good scorer. And the reason he's cheap right now is because, of course, he got a red card and he's suspended for 2 games. So this midweek he's suspended, but he is back for the weekend. And of course, we just bought the goalkeeper for Houston, so we can stack them together. And I think that is honestly probably the best deal we could have got. Now, of course, money-wise, maybe Berkey, you know, goes higher in price or whatever. Maybe this is an overpay in the long run, but I just really wanted to get Escobar, so I'm happy to get him at the same time that we get Bond, because then we can stack them together ahead of the weekend. Of course, we've got the midweek results coming up, but I did just want to update you guys on all things business. This is pretty much the business done for the episode now, in terms of ins and outs. So Escobar is in the building, and of course Berkey is gone. And yeah, we're looking like this in the gallery. It's looking very strong. Lots of in-season, as you can see, and of course we've got a classic Almiron for warm-ups now. And we do need to take away £3 and 38 from our budget, which is fine. But yeah, you can see now we literally have no money. We need 1 essence for another craft, and you can see the gallery is looking really healthy, so I'm ready to build them lineups for the weekend, or even to see how we get on in the midweek. So we are at the end of the week now, and of course I want to run you guys through the results of the midweek action, and not only that, we also need to build our lineups ahead of the weekend. So, of course, the first episode with a midweek, and it actually did not go to plan, unfortunately, because as you can see, Shappy did start on the bench, but still was our best scorer in the main team as he came off the bench and got an assist. Obviously, you can see again, Almiron did blank, so all of the lineups, a little bit let down by that, but it's okay. That's part and parcel of the series. Of course, he is always our captain, so if he scores poorly, then that's part of the business. You know what I mean? So yeah. Anyway, we scored 248 with the main team, so obviously not the best, but we didn't get relegated with it, so you know what I mean, it's whatever. We didn't gain anything other than, we actually did we gained £1 for Shappy's decisive, actually. I forgot about that. So there we go. An extra pound there to the budget, which is always nice. And then the second team, unfortunately, Mr. Hollingshed did not play. He was on the bench, just didn't get subbed on. And yeah, I guess that's the risk of the midweek that we take, and of course we did get relegated because of that, and no one else decided to save us. Of course, Daniel, pretty much, if Daniel plays poorly and Almiron, then we're always going to be liable for a relegation because Daniel did concede three. Obviously, the fixture wasn't that great against Inter Miami, but yeah, just in general, not the best. And we did get relegated, which is a bit unfortunate. And we didn't obviously get any more. We didn't get anything from this team, so not the best. But at least a bright spark. Of course, this team we knew that these two are both going to DMP because they're injured. But at least Bond, as soon as we bought him, has picked up a clean sheet, which already gives us £1 back for him. So, yes, seems like buying Bond in this episode was just an absolute dub. And yeah, the rest, not really the best. I guess what we should have done differently, looking back on it, is probably put Angulu, I guess, instead of Hollingshed, but I would have assumed Hollingshed would have played, so it is what it is. And if I had stayed up until American time, then I probably would have been able to save that team from relegating. But yeah, I'm not doing that. I don't have the minerals, so yeah. So this is how we're looking at the moment. I will add in Almiron's score as well after recording this part, but I'll do that in my own time. I believe he scored about 40 odd again, so that's fine. And then, yeah, so that leaves us with £2.13. I'm thinking that we probably buy the backup goalkeeper from Houston. Probably do that in the next episode, just to be on the safe side. Probably the same with the San Jose backup. We'll probably just buy both backup goalkeepers, so then we're completely good for goalkeepers. We don't even need to worry about goalkeepers probably until the end of the season if we do that. So I thought, might as well just secure or seal off that position for the time being. And yeah, in terms of moving forward then for the weekend, these are the lineups that I have sort of like preliminary built. MDK, again, like I always say, a good friend of the channel, he did sort of help me pick out these teams as well. And yeah, I'm just going to plug them in and see if I would do anything different or whatever. So yeah, let's have a look. So of course we have to bear in mind now that we have a team in Division 3, which is a bit unfortunate, but yeah. Anyway, so in the first team we're going to put Jonathan Bond, who does say 60%, which is quite interesting. I haven't really looked at Predictify yet, but hopefully he does play. Of course, we could change this if I will say that if any of these players are like not on to play at deadline, I will swap them out, but should be alright. Yeah, Escobar. It says 0% here, but I'm very confident Escobar will fly straight back into the team. Of course, he had a 2-match suspension, but he should be fine. Then we've got the two LAFC boys, Tillman and Hollingshed, along with our best XP Almiron, which is this 9% one, and Hollingshed. This team is, look, none of them are even, only Almiron's 90% at the moment, so obviously this could change, but I'm pretty confident that team should be alright come the deadline, but of course we'll wait and see. The second team here, you can see, got Daniel Tolo, but a very strong team. I will say, this first team, when the fixtures go our way, it is going to be deadly. I'm very confident in these 5 players, so just need them all to hit on the same game week, hopefully. So in the second team, we have Daniel Tolo. I think it looks like most people are just at 60% except Almiron in our gallery, really. Zinc did actually not play. Zinc didn't play in the midweek, so he could get promoted to the first team potentially, depending on percentages and stuff like that when it comes to deadline. But yeah, that is going to be the second team. Looks pretty strong, and then the Division 3 team will round off with a Daniel Biro, who's yet to really hit a good score for us, unfortunately, but that's okay. Angulu, Almiron, and Shappy. And Shappy, I'm just hoping that he plays. But yeah, again, like you can see, I think the other two players we have a choice from are both like injured. So Sivichenko could potentially be back, but yeah, that is going to be sorry, that is going to be the three teams that we line up for the weekend. And I will show you guys the warm up that we've. Oh, common in MLS. I don't. Oh, what is this? You can get commons in. Okay, maybe that's a glitch. I don't know if you can actually do that. But yeah, this is the warm up. Again, I probably will end up changing it, but for now, we've got this. Oh, I forgot. I need to captain Almiron, not heal. But yeah, got that. Just random players, to be honest, and I'll probably end up changing it, but just thought I'd show you boys anyway. And in terms of everyone that's left, then the leftovers for Almiron's army, I'll quickly just hop into it so we can have a little look what we got going on. So not in a lineup. Oh, well, that's not true. Oh, yeah, I guess because the midweek is still active. So we do have, I believe it's Bruno Wilson and Sivichenko who aren't in a lineup. So what we'll probably end up doing is just throwing them into something to get XP for them. So we'll probably just do like an all-star here. I'll probably just throw them into this team so they get some more XP. But yeah, that is going to be all of the lineups ahead of the weekend. Hopefully the boys come through and do well. Like I said, there's a lot of this is the first episode where there's a midweek game, so then therefore players could be rotated and things like that. So I will probably likely have to change this come deadline. I will put a comment on this video to let you guys know if I do change anything, or if I have a massive change, then I'll just put a comment of all of the teams, if that makes sense for those of you guys that are interested. Of course you can just look on my profiles and probably see what I've put for the weekend. But yeah, our first ever time going for three teams going for the streak, so hopefully one of them can do it. We're in terrible divisions now, unfortunately, no more Division 1, but I'm confident we can get back there. We can get back there eventually, maybe this weekend, let's see. And yeah, let's get into the weekend. So there you have it, boys. There is another week wrapped up here on the channel. In the MLS, of course, Almiron's army, and unfortunately not the best episode from us, but it is our first experience sort of doing the midweek stuff whilst obviously doing the episode. So of course the video today was a little bit longer than usual, but with that being said, if you did enjoy it, then please do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and we'll catch you guys in a future video. Peace.